Have you ever wondered why some people seem to rise above the rest, why some create opportunities, build empires, or change their lives completely while others remain stuck in the same place for years? The truth often lies in one thing: the ability to make decisions quickly. It's not about being reckless, and it's not about rushing blindly. It's about understanding that hesitation kills more dreams than failure ever will. Every single day, you are faced with choices. Some are small: what to eat, what to wear, what time to wake up. Others are big: whether to take a new job, whether to start a business, whether to commit to a relationship, whether to leave behind the familiar and chase something uncertain. And here's the reality: most people freeze. They delay, they overthink, they wait for the perfect time, the perfect sign, or the perfect plan. And while they wait, opportunities disappear. Think about your own life for a moment. How many chances have slipped through your hands, not because you weren't capable, not because you didn't deserve them, but simply because you waited too long to say yes? That's the silent tragedy of hesitation. The world moves fast. Opportunities rarely stand still. That door you're staring at today, unsure if you should walk through it, might not even exist tomorrow. Someone else might take it. Or life might shut it forever. That's why the power of making decisions quickly isn't just a skill. It's a survival mechanism in a world that rewards speed, confidence, and action. Now imagine two people faced with the same opportunity. One hesitates, weighing every possible outcome, calculating every risk, replaying every fear in their mind until days, weeks, or months pass. By then, the chance is gone. The other person, with less knowledge, less certainty, and maybe even more fear, still says yes. They jump, they act, they make mistakes, they learn, they grow. And in the long run, it is the second person who wins, not because they were smarter, not because they were luckier, but because they moved. History is full of such people. Think of entrepreneurs who built billion-dollar companies. Think of inventors who created something the world had never seen before. Do you really believe they had all the answers when they started? Of course not. They acted quickly, they learned along the way, and they adjusted their path. Had they waited for everything to be perfect, we wouldn't even know their names today. But let's bring it closer to home. Picture yourself standing at a crossroads. On one side, the safe path, familiar, predictable, and comfortable. On the other side, the uncertain path, filled with risk, but also possibility. Most people stand in the middle, looking left and right, endlessly thinking, until life pushes them onto the safe road by default. And years later, they look back and wonder, what if? That's the weight of indecision. It doesn't just rob you of opportunities, it robs you of peace. Making decisions quickly does not mean making them carelessly. It means trusting yourself. It means valuing momentum over perfection. It means believing that even if you make the wrong choice, you will figure it out, you will adapt, and you will come back stronger. And that belief alone, that confidence, is what separates leaders from followers, doers from dreamers. Every second you delay is a second you never get back. Think about that. Life isn't waiting. Time isn't pausing. Every moment you hesitate, the world moves forward without you. The cost of indecision is invisible, but it's massive. It's the missed business idea that could have changed your future. It's the relationship you never pursued that could have brought love and joy. It's the career move you avoided that could have opened doors you didn't even know existed. Quick decisions create energy. They create momentum. When you choose fast, you feel alive. You step into action mode. You learn by doing instead of endlessly planning. You discover strength you didn't know you had. And even if you fail forward, you fail in a way that moves you closer to success. Think of a time when you said yes quickly. Maybe it was something small, like joining an event at the last minute, or saying yes to a new connection, or deciding to try something outside your comfort zone. Remember how alive you felt. Remember the doors it opened. That's the power of action without hesitation. Now imagine multiplying that energy, carrying it into every decision of your life. Here's the truth. The greatest enemy of progress is not failure, it's doubt. Failure gives you lessons. Doubt gives you nothing. Doubt keeps you locked in your head while the world keeps moving outside. That's why you must train yourself to decide quickly, not recklessly, but decisively. Let's get practical. How do you develop this power? First, you must stop fearing mistakes. You will make them anyway. Even if you wait years, study every detail, and prepare for every outcome, you will still encounter problems. So why waste time? Make the decision, deal with the problems as they come, and move forward. Second, learn to trust your gut. Your intuition is smarter than you think. It's the wisdom of your experiences, your subconscious mind processing details you can't even articulate. Often, your first instinct is the right one. Third, set time limits. When faced with a choice, don't give yourself unlimited time to decide. Pressure creates clarity. Tell yourself, I will decide within the next 5 minutes. Or by tonight. Or by the end of the week. Whatever fits the decision, but set a deadline and stick to it. And finally, remind yourself constantly, inaction is a decision too. Choosing not to decide is still a choice, and it usually leads to regret. Imagine your future self, 5 or 10 years from now. Will they thank you for the decisions you made quickly? Or will they resent you for the chances you didn't take? Every time you hesitate, picture that future version of you watching, waiting, hoping you'll act. Do it for them. Do it for the life you deserve. The world does not reward those who sit on the sidelines, endlessly planning and waiting. It rewards the ones who take the field, who step into the arena, who are willing to risk looking foolish today in order to create greatness tomorrow. Quick decisions are the ticket to that arena. This is the first truth of power. It is not given, it is taken. And the way you take it is by acting, by deciding, by moving when others freeze. That is how you stand out. That is how you rise. That is how you live. So the next time you face a choice, big or small, don't wait. Don't overthink. Don't give doubt the time to poison your mind. Decide quickly, act boldly, and trust that no matter what happens, you will grow stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than you were before. Think about the moments that define a lifetime. Rarely are they the long stretches of ordinary days. They are the moments when you stood at a fork in the road and chose. Sometimes in seconds, sometimes with a rush of adrenaline, sometimes with trembling hands. But those moments, those quick decisions, became the turning points of everything that followed. People often believe success is about intelligence, money, or luck. But peel back the surface of every great story and you'll find a person who made a choice, fast, bold, decisive. They didn't wait for certainty. They didn't beg for permission. They didn't hide behind endless excuses. They chose, they acted, and they transformed. But let's look deeper. Why does making decisions quickly have such power? Because decision is energy, it's clarity. The moment you decide, you free yourself from the prison of hesitation. The weight lifts off your shoulders. Your mind stops looping, your heart stops racing, and suddenly, your body is in motion. Quick decisions remove the fog. They give you a target. They give you direction, and direction is priceless, because without it, you wander. Hesitation is like standing in quicksand. The longer you wait, the deeper you sink. Your options shrink, your confidence erodes, your courage fades. But the moment you choose, even if it's imperfect, you find solid ground beneath your feet. You're no longer a victim of circumstances, you're a creator of outcomes. And here's a truth many ignore: indecision is not neutral. It's destructive. Every time you refuse to decide, you're making a decision by default, the decision to let life choose for you. And life is rarely kind when you surrender your power. It pushes you towards safety, mediocrity, and regret. Think of relationships. How many people stay stuck in unhappy ones, not because they don't see the truth, but because they don't decide? How many stay in jobs they hate, not because they have no options, but because they don't decide to leave? How many dreams die quietly, not because they were impossible, but because someone hesitated too long to start? Now imagine the opposite. The person who says yes. Who takes the risk. Who chooses quickly. They might stumble, they might fail, but they live. They learn. They find doors that others never see, because action opens doors hesitation never will. Let's return to the crossroads metaphor. Life presents them every day. Quick decisions are not about always choosing correctly, they're about refusing to stay stuck in the middle. The middle kills dreams. The middle is where nothing grows. The middle is where people age with bitterness and regret. When you decide quickly, you claim ownership of your life. You send a message to yourself: I am in control. I trust myself. I can handle whatever comes. That belief becomes a superpower. It strengthens your identity, and identity shapes destiny. Now, let's address a fear most people carry. What if I make the wrong decision? The truth: you will. We all do. But wrong decisions are not permanent prisons. They are stepping stones. Every so-called wrong decision sharpens your wisdom, strengthens your resilience, and redirects your path. In the long run, the only truly wrong decision is refusing to make one. Think of every innovator, leader, or creator you admire. Their lives are a series of quick decisions that seemed risky in the moment but proved powerful in the long run. They said yes when others said wait. They started when others delayed. They leapt when others stood frozen. That is why they are remembered. So, how do you train yourself to make decisions quickly? First, practice with the small things. Order fast. Choose fast. Don't waste mental energy on trivial choices. This builds confidence. Second, embrace imperfection. Remind yourself, perfect timing does not exist. Every decision carries risk, but the greater risk is waiting too long. Third, trust your future self. Don't underestimate your ability to adapt. You have survived every challenge so far. You will survive the next one. And finally, repeat this truth until it's burned into your mind. Clarity comes from action, not from thought. You will never think your way into certainty. You must act your way into clarity. Picture this: years from now, you're sitting with your memories. What will you remember? The endless nights of hesitation, the times you played it safe, the doors you never opened. Or will you remember the leaps, the risks, the decisions that scared you but also thrilled you? Which life would you rather live, the safe one filled with regrets, or the bold one filled with stories? The power of making decisions quickly is not about recklessness. It's about courage. Courage to trust yourself. Courage to embrace uncertainty. Courage to believe that your life is worth living fully, without waiting endlessly for guarantees that will never come. So the next time hesitation whispers in your ear, silence it. Ask yourself, what do I want my story to be? And then choose. Fast, bold, decisive, because that choice, that single moment, may be the one that changes everything. The clock is ticking. Opportunities are fading. Your future is waiting. Decide now. Act now. Live now.